got the blues. I got some news. Join in the fun in your blue suede shoes. You're the holiday rock. The holiday rock. The holly, holly, hidey, high holiday rock. Hidey, hidey, high. Holly, holly,
Hello, welcome to the latest edition of Around the Console, where tonight we will be reviewing Delta and the Bannermen. Just in case, lovely viewers, you have been joining in and watching these videos alongside us, I'm just going to set the tone for when you're thinking about booking a holiday, because obviously you're going to want to go to the Shangri-La, because as it says, it's where all your dreams come true. And if you go to the Get to Know You dance, all the spannering will really work up an appetite. I am always your host, Craig Stimson, joined by Suky, I'm joined by Cliff, I'm joined by Bob, and I'm joined by John, and obviously our missing person being yourself. Hello and welcome, people.
Hello.
Wow.
Hello. Have you changed the name of your hotel to Shangri-La?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
I
figured he was trying to have
accent as well.
I figured he was trying to sell his own B&B.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I was quite tempted by all the spanning to Get to Know You dance, to be honest. It was promised, but I don't know if it was delivered or not. Well, it was there. So, how are we all? Are we ready to discuss this Seventh Doctor story, which Bob chose last time? We're going to go around the console very quickly and give us your initial thoughts. No going in depth, Sucky. So, Cliff, I'll come to you first.
Well,
here you going? Oh, Cliff.
I've seen it a few times. The season 24 have always been like a bit like shaky to me. Watching it again, I understand why. Like, I enjoy the story. It's quite quick. It's fast paced. It's fun. But the music in it's fucking terrible. But I will go on it a bit more. So to me, it's okay.
Okay, as the host, I'm calling the podcast to an end because I think Cliff summed up for everyone. That's perfect. Thank you. No, moving on. I'm going to go to John next.
Oh, you know me and Doctor Who, and yeah, I've got 4 words that are summing up my review of this episode. That was fucking mint. That is, without a doubt, the most fun I've had watching a Doctor Who episode for a long time.
John.
It was just so funny. It was so funny all the way through it. It was everything. The music was shit, but that was fine. It suited it all perfectly.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Hey, right, Suky.
I was just going to think, John's already got his 2 words for the end of the episode, and he fucking mints. Yeah, it's an enjoyable romp, and there's quite a few really over-the-top characters through the episode, and really some couple of bad people that can't act at all. But I do like this era, and I do like Bonnie and Sylve together. And I think this was absolutely great. As I say, fun romp. This was a fun romp.
Okay, Bob, everyone knows your love of Sylvester, so I'm not expecting anything negative. What do you think?
Oh, I just love it. John just summed it up for me. It's mad as fuck, basically. It's just nuts. It's got everything. It's just everything.
For the minute Ken Dodd appears, I'm thinking, I know what I'm getting here.
It's just like plastic action men. Oh,
yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some bits which are like, but overall, I love this story. It's one of my favorite Doctor Who adventures. It's just mad, and I love it.
Okay. For me, it's a bit of a bittersweet one. This, for me, when I first viewed this episode, when it was initially aired, it actually sealed the death of Doctor Who to me, and I never watched it again. I hated it that much, and it was episode 2. But we'll come on to that when we go in depth. However, looking at it now, I've got to go completely with what Cliff said. It is. I enjoyed it a lot. It's good. It has potential, but it is just the music ruins it 100% for me. So I'm very mixed. So that's us all around the console. It depends what you think, listener, but maybe we'll help you find an opinion in a few moments. Right?
Yeah,
come on.
Craig's wrong.
John, you thought it was mint. Tell us more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you get some crazy stuff. You get a man eating raw pork. I mean, that's just. I mean,
with webbed hands.
Webbed hands.
Yeah. When it slaps on the floor, that is like. It's really impressive sound.
You get Ken Dodd. You get the park Shangri-La, which is like I've been to. In
Yes.
the early 80s, I've been to
Fontins and stuff. Yeah.
Fontins and the like, and I totally got it. I thought all the extra cast were brilliant. I loved the Benson. I thought he was brilliant. Just the whole Welsh stick with him was fucking hilarious. Burton.
He was class.
And the all the supporting cast were great. There was a weird rock and roll element to it all. There was a love tragedy and a love story at the same time. All of it wrapped around with this fucking crazy music, which suited the whole vibe perfectly. And it was there was all the like. It
was very much like Buster Keaton music.
It was wacky. It was
wacky.
crazy, and it was fucking hilarious as well.
I was going to say, I think just talking about the music, yes, the music is shit, but it suits this nonsense that's going on. I say nonsense, this crazy, chasey, bizarre, bonkers. Like just even the guest stars, Ken Dodd, what's he called, the American.
WK.
Yeah, you've got them two Americans. You've got Gronwy as well. You've got all these amazing people in it, these amazing characters, and just this nuts music going over the top of it. It stands out like a sore thumb. It probably like Murray Gold, but it's like it works for me.
Yeah,
I smile. Smile. It is just brilliant.
It's been a while since I've started off on one of our Doctor Who adventures thinking, generally the mood in my head is like, let's fucking do it. Just let it get it done. the fucking recording's coming up. We can't delay anymore. Let's get it done. And literally within 5 minutes of it starting, I was enjoying it. And I just blasted through all three straight away. It was great.
Yeah.
It was you don't get quality like
Time
that
was running
these
out, John,
days.
and you finished watching at like 5 to 6 this evening. That's why.
No, I did it. I did it yesterday, but I'm so glad I did because I was literally at the end of that. I said to myself, "My review's going to be that was fucking mint."
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun, and I don't know who the actors were, but most of them were faces I recognised.
Mm.
There was a lot of cameos by
the older actors. You definitely would have recognised.
Yeah. And the younger
actors. I don't think.
Who played the young fellow who turned into at the end?
Oh, Billy.
Who played Billy? Yeah.
David Kinder. He was the actor.
And who played his ex-girlfriend?
Sarah Griffiths. She was stunning.
Yeah,
she was
she's
stunning.
really
She was really cute as well.
He picked the wrong one.
She was really good, and I don't think like there was potential for her to go on.
You could have seen her as a companion.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I definitely saw that in her totally, and she looked a little bit like Clara as well, which was weird.
Yeah,
but it was all. I think it was very good. I mean, there's one scene where Bonnie Langford didn't annoy the shit out of me, so it was great. She did.
She was good in this.
No,
Bonnie.
she was good in this. I usually don't like her, but I thought she was good in this. And there was a scene where she does the which was her trademark.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of felt like that had to be in because she's always doing it.
She just got told to do it. She didn't.
Yeah. No. But that's exactly down. That was her trope.
I think as well because sometimes
she looked quite fine in that. In
the cowboy gear.
Oh yeah.
I did notice. Sorry, Bob.
No, go on. Cliff.
I did notice something when she gets on the coach at the beginning. Bonnie, she's wearing that skirt. She's wearing dark tights. When she comes off the coach, she took the tights off on the coach when they had the smash. There's no tights on her. Notice that.
Did that smash blow the tights off her?
Yeah.
When the doctor asks for her thing that's holding her hair in place, and she goes to take it out, it cuts. When you see her in the next scene and she's back in the moped, it's still in there.
Back on there, yeah.
And do you know them bits? They're the bits that are directed by John Nathan Turner, the second director, because Sylvester puts his glasses on to go on the motorbike as well at one point. Like his glasses, because
I never saw any of that because of the joy of watching this thing on foot. There were problematic scenes, like for instance the moped scenes where it just goes on for too long. You can see they're obviously filling time, and also like it's a very small set of things. But honestly, the plot. The Bannermen were crazy. I have no idea how they got so.
I thought they were quite hot.
Oh,
actually,
it's
The
explained in the
Bannerman
book.
was really good.
Oh, the book. Oh, Suky's read the book.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Well, I haven't read the book. I haven't had time this last
right.
few. But it is explained in the book in that the the Bannermen's planet has been polluted and destroyed, and they want another planet, and they decided they're going to take over the Shimmerans.
I think.
I mean,
right.
I mean that's a good villain to have, but they were proper 2-dimensional villains.
Yeah.
There was very little
Garrock
subtlety
wasn't.
to it.
Garrock wasn't. Don Henderson was probably one of the best baddies ever in Doctor Who. Yeah, I get what you mean, but he just was like.
He was proper evil.
John says it was all
about him.
As John says, it's all one note on Gavrock. He was just pure evil. There was no background as to why he was that like that. Why
he didn't over-explain anything. He just killed. And my God, there was a lot of freaking killings as well.
Well, the whole bus.
The whole bus go up and you're like, shit. I honestly thought they'd bring that back.
My favourite thing was my favourite thing was, you remember them glasses you got when you were a kid?
The red ones.
They were wearing them like a sort of rainbow, whatever they were inside. I forgot about them. The one was a headband. When I had long hair, you could wear as a headband and cool glasses, man, when you stand. Yeah. Anyway.
And he even got them to suck on a red sweet because when they all suck the tongues out, I like red. I like that.
It was crazy. There's so much craziness in it. It was just such a joy.
I thought the beekeeper man was one of the best.
What's all that about? It was just like what was it? Mental stuff.
I've got a theory. He's a Time Lord.
Yeah, I got something at the end when he's looking at the camera, like to give.
He's not phased by any of it or whatever. He's just there doing.
He doesn't necessarily have to be a Time Lord.
I know, but
another mysterious, powerful being.
I wouldn't be surprised if at the end it was like the Lost Boys and he went, I'm sick of these planet with the aliens or something like that. Just to like, boom, he sees it all the time.
When the TARDIS disappears at the end, again, he's not phased, he just smiles. When the Bannerman attacks come in, he's just reading a book about bees and Patty singing the honey jar. Stuff like that. He's like, this is whatever. Normally people would be like going, mad. But I mean, I've got to say, it's not a negative, but the Billy Shimron Queen plot, I mean, when did I mean? Don't get me wrong. I've been in the heat of the moment where you fall in love immediately at times with things, but he's gone from 0 to filling himself with green goo to become another space. Like
even discussing with her what she feels.
I love it, but they don't have time to let it breathe and work itself out. It's a bit instantaneous. Again, it's mad, and that's what I kind of love it. But if I was really going to pick a thing, it'd be that whole thing, and she's like 20 years older than him as well. It's like,
well, for a start, she's already got a kid, and Delta's not going to have any interest in motorbikes like whatever she was called,
like
Ray. He's just completely missed out there. What a fool!
But the thing is as well, what's her name? Delta. Delta is the last of her race, and she's now got a daughter, and Billy is now supposed to. One of the things.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
You are going
to bang too.
Populate
grooming.
So how is that going to happen?
How did the egg happen with the child in it? It might not be like that simple, Suky. You're thinking through humans' eyes, but they're not human anymore.
Yeah, the Shimrons.
Come on.
Yeah, but from a human point of view, it just looks a bit icky.
Well, that's human.
Where did Billy pick up his lovely white suit in the end for, just to kind of whip it on and say, right, I'm going off with Delta now? His own suit just mysteriously appears, so we can go off with that.
Made it through him quickly out of some.
But so does the baby. Like when she becomes a bit bigger, she's got a white suit on them. Yeah, just gross. It's like skin.
You assume that, but that's okay growing on the baby because she's obviously got it.
But Billy's been sucking on the green, hasn't he?
Look,
up in the green.
Look, Craig, they're in spaceships. It's time travel. Just get over the little bits.
Well, the spaceship was cracking, actually, I have to say. That whole introduction when they're getting on there, and then when it's land. In fact, it reminds me very much, because obviously maybe some of us are watching season 25, and you've got the spaceship in
Silver Nemesis.
Silver Nemesis. It looks a bit like that as a special effect. But I did really enjoy the special effects in this are actually really quite cracking, even though some of the acting, I've got to come on to it, is quite lame.
Good.
Go on then, come on to the acting then, Craig. Go on.
The acting, I'm really sorry, but Delta and the baby, and then,
we can't blame the baby for that.
that baby
I'm going right in at the heart. The whole Shimmerin Queen and the developing child to adult, it's just terrible acting. It is so wooden. It's
Yeah.
painful.
I disagree.
Go on, John.
I disagree because I think her whole stick in this, Delta's whole stick, is she's the last of her fucking race, mate. She's not going to be, and she's an alien. And she doesn't interact in the same way as humans do. That's why having body language up there is complete opposite to her. Why shouldn't she be stony faced? And it's a serious thing she's doing. She's on the run.
Yeah, but
come on.
She's also royalty, so they also act slightly different.
How do you know? You don't know what
it's
like.
It's mentioned. It's mentioned in the.
Jesus
I love the fact that Suky's agreeing with you, and you're
I can't argue against that. To be honest, I can't. But I still just feel that she's like, even when she turns to face someone, it's like her whole body moves like it's some kind.
She was also a big actress, apparently a big actress at the time, Hollywood kind of vibe. She was like in some big stuff, apparently. I don't know.
Well, she was still shit.
Yeah, I didn't think she was that great acting, but it might have been the character she played.
Thank you, Cliff.
Well, the one that I think was a really bad actor was Billy himself. He was very.
Oh no, Billy was all right.
Billy was all right.
Oh,
Good looking lad as well.
I don't like
this negative shit, lads. No.
I must admit, his last line when he got in the ship and he was like, "Rock, why can't we? Rock and roll, baby." And I was like, "Oh my god, that's not his fault. That's the script in it." I thought everyone was pretty on it in this.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying about the. I mean. I just think it's hilarious that with that first bit where it sprouts out the baby, and it's just a baby in a green suit.
Yeah.
With a hoodie.
Child.
How did it go from that horrible, ugly troll face into a little baby in about 30 seconds?
Oh, it's amazing. I love that. It's just mad as fuck. And what I love is the stunts at the beginning of the quarry, because they get a proper stunt team for the first time in ages. They're not flinging themselves off bloody cliffs in the quarry and all that. It's just honestly, the intro's amazing.
Yeah,
it's like
great action scenes. A lot of good action scenes.
And the Shimrans are army men, and I think so. Their mouth was made up of green painted cotton balls, and they look shit. And they made it like, but whatever they did with it, I think looked really good.
But they did make them look like army soldiers with plastic bottoms.
Like Toy
Story.
Story.
And
for a kid,
fine,
that's amazing.
But
like for me, when I was a kid,
what is the point of camouflage in a fucking quarry to wear green?
Bright green
makes no fucking sense. And second, you can't really make them look like a recognisable children's toy and then never refer to it or make it into anything.
Yeah,
that was just like
that felt like negativity.
That felt like it's not. Fuck you. It's not. No, but you know what I mean.
The thing, what also you got to look at all the males are really ugly green bastards, and then you got the females must be like.
Yeah, no wonder she went with Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your choice? That or Billy?
Yeah, there were lots of little cuts in it that were obviously they've taken out a load of stuff.
Yeah,
well, not bothered doing like her getting the polka dot dress on. It's like 1 minute she's there without it, and then next minute she's wearing a polka dot dress. That scene was just referenced later on, but
there's an extended edition which I watched obviously on my Blu-ray. Now there's not a great deal of exposition such as that, but there is a lovely scene in between the Doctor and Mel landing at the Toll or whatever it's called, the Ken Dodd bit in the TARDIS. That's really nice. There's little scenes like that, but there's nothing like what you're saying there that was taken out that's still there. Because I think with these Blu-rays that we're getting now, particularly the McCoy stuff, Peter McTighe, is it McTighe, who writes for New Who, he's been doing editorial changes, and I think the new ones on season 25 are HD as well. I've not sat down and watched them yet. These aren't. He's really done a great job of re-editing stuff, and he's gone mad on 25, but not so much on 24 because I don't think there was that much to put back in, unfortunately, John. So
the thing as well, if you look at the cliffhangers and then the reprise in the following episode, it's like a full minute and a half.
Yeah, it is.
Before any new material actually turns up. So if they were cutting out loads of stuff, they wouldn't have put loads of the episode from previously.
Back in. Yeah.
So
And also
there's-
the amount of chasing on the mopeds and things like that.
Oh, yes.
Well,
you can see it's
so
different.
episode 2, apparently, he'd written Malcolm. Is it Malcolm Cole? Cole that
Malcolm
wrote
Cole,
this.
yeah.
Malcolm Cole that wrote this. There was a lot more dialogue and not enough action. So they were like, right, let's stick a lot of motorbikes in, go Pertwee on the in the episode. So that's what they did and took out a lot of dialogue from the script. So not from the filming, if you know what I mean. So
I mean, I've got to say that Ray didn't look like she particularly knew how to drive a moped.
well, there's a funny story. So there was a different actress cast as Ray. I'm not sure of the name.
Who does she look like, by the way? She looks like somebody does, that actress.
I don't know.
I don't know. But
You might
as
have
soon as
seen
I saw
someone
her,
else.
might have.
But yeah, the other actress went for a moped lessons and broke a leg on the first day, so that's why she got cast. So she was the second. Like obviously, they had 4 people. One was for Ace, which was Sophie Aldred, and a backup. Ray was not Ray, and then she was the backup. So that's how she got in. And she did her moped lessons, and so she did do some moped lessons on the motorbike on the Vincent, which was an untamed beast according to Billy, kind of thing. She couldn't.
Yeah,
ride
but
so
it
well.
did have a big, massive training wheel up the side of it, so that, it's different from the moped.
That's true. Yeah.
I thought
there
she
you
was
go.
great. You missed
No,
it.
she was
Yeah,
brilliant.
I'm using
Yeah.
her again.
And also, she wasn't Welsh. So her.
No, I know you could
Yeah, I
tell.
could
No,
tell that.
but bless her, she got dropped in, so she had no chance to go and get Welsh lessons. You know, like they spend a bit of time. She just like, right, boom, there you go, and she was like, fuck, I thought she did a good job, really. Of the
Did
Welsh.
great.
For me as an Englishman. And one of my favorite lines is when the American guys on the phone to the president or whatever, and that's it, 2 American agents who do not like agents of anything.
No,
You criticize the whole plot with the woman and the kid, but the whole side plot of the
that was
Americans
bonkers.
that was
was more pointless. I think.
It was like it was only there to get a satellite to crash into a bus. That was.
But they didn't even have to have them in
Wales.
it. You could have still had the satellite.
Oh, but it was like, but when he was on the phone, he's like, "Yes, I'm in Wales, England." It's like, fucking hell, you're pissed off Wales, there, my friend.
It's proper US, though, isn't it?
I think you said them 2 could have just as easily been written out, but then the episode would have just been a 2-parter. They needed to pad it out to a 3 episode story.
And
Is that
also,
the
they
way
were
they
good. They
use
were
the,
good characters. They were good characters.
Yeah, I thought the whole holiday camp stuff, all the staff there and the Burton, I thought they were really good.
Yeah.
But Burton was like, his acting was like way better than everybody's.
Yeah,
Incredible.
That was
he's a cracking actor.
That was maybe
Yeah.
shining a light on the less amazing acting.
Yeah.
But he was very much different to me.
Richard Davies
Didn't I
is
get a
a
hit?
classic comedy actor.
Yeah,
I've just
yeah.
watched him in 2 in Clover, and he appears in one episode of that Sid James sitcom from the late
Jesus
60s.
Christ, you watched.
I watched all 13 episodes in one day.
Holy
Richard
crap!
Davies
Jesus
appears in one
Christ.
episode.
Somebody somewhere deserves a medal, and it's not you.
No, it was a good sitcom. It was a decent sitcom. It's an early thing, early version of The Good Life.
Yeah.
Oh, and John Nathan Turner's dog's in it as well. So his
Is
dog.
that the dog what comes up at the beginning?
John Nathan
No
Turner's
way.
dog. John Nathan Turner. So like John Nathan Turner eventually lost interest, which is why we got season 25 and 26. But in 24, he's heavily involved, as you can tell, because it is pantomime. It's amazing. And also Gromway, the guy. So he was friends with John Nathan Turner from doing Panto in Brighton with other people that were in this. So there was a lot of Panto actors who were proper actors. I'm not dismissing
Hugh
that
Lloyd's
either, but
Hugh
It looked
Lloyd's
like-
career goes back to the 60s. I'm trying to find his sitcom, Hugh and I, with him
Yeah.
and Terry Scott.
and that which was one of the biggest TV shows at the time as well. Everyone watched Hugh and I apparently. So there you go.
It looked like they used for a lot of the staff the Heidi High suits.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if they did,
Which was great.
because that's what it reminded me of when I was
The
watching.
right era. It's the right era for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, it looked like it did.
Yeah.
I think the party scene as well. The band, because it was a real band that were doing the thing. They recorded the music and obviously mimed to it, but it was a real band. Billy was actually he was actually singing, and apparently afterwards, so the wrapped done, and then they went back and had a massive party where they did all the playing and all. And yeah, had a drink and all that sort of stuff afterwards as well. So
It looked like they had
Fun
fun
fact.
making it. It was
yeah, no, they had loads of fun.
I had
Apparently
fun
it was-
watching it.
Yeah,
I had fun
exactly.
watching it,
It's
yeah.
fun.
It is fun. But now you're saying that because of how madness it is, having the mad music, you can sort of see how it fit. I still
that's
think
why-
it was
that's-
jarring
that's
for
the-
me,
that's
but
the
now
only way it
when we
works.
talk about it,
Yeah.
It's not the only way it works. It would have been nicer with better music, Bob.
yeah.
Let's face
yeah.
it.
I
But,
just think
but it didn't detract as much as it should have done at being
But
that shit.
it was awful. I'm not going to dispute it was
Yeah.
awful, but for me, I'm smiling. It works. for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it's got the
Same-
Buster
same.
Keaton
Some of those
vibes with the
scenes where
music.
it should have
on it.
been scary. It just became
Keystone Cops
farcical.
type
Pantomime.
chase scenes all over the place.
Yeah.
I think that was what they was going for.
I think they were still trying to work out though, Craig, that sort of element of comedy and darkness. Now it goes into proper dark territory.
Well, yeah.
You know,
It
the
is,
next
I
two
mean,
seasons.
It's a really great story, this. There's no doubt about it. I think it's the type of thing they could even use today. You know, you've got a great location, it's set out there, and you know, you've got an invasion of small space. It's fantastic. But it just, for me, it just lost it with the music and some of the, acting.
Return to
even though
Shangri-La.
John-
That's what we want.
He's got high
Finish.
standards.
Big finish
He's
of you
got
on
high
that.
standards.
And it must have been
I
quite
liked all
cheap for them
the,
to build. Because it
was
looks
built.
like
It
was
looks
like-
like a cheap as
yeah.
fuck.
it looked cheap.
story.
And it looked
was-
like an old chalet is what they used because there was rust on the places.
Oh no, it was.
Oh
it
no,
was,
that was
it was.
that would have
It was
been a
real.
really. Yeah.
they found
It was a real place, all on location.
I
It was-
recognised it. I recognised that kind of chalet.
Yeah, from Pontins and Butlins and stuff like that.
I think mine was in Caister in Norfolk, I think.
What you say, Craig?
Oh, Great Yarmouth.
I say it was awful. I think that's actually kind of like you said, holidays. You look in those chalets and you did think, shit, that looks awful.
But they were amazing.
Wasn't it? That's
Different
what it
standards.
was like
It
in the 60s
didn't
to
matter.
80s.
It didn't matter about what your chalet was like because you go out and get pissed in the club and that was it.
Yeah, and
That
there's
was
tons of
pretty
stuff
much
kids used to play all the time. We used to play
Yeah.
out. We just go
It
there
was-
to sleep.
I mean, there's a great history to like holiday camps and their rise in the 50s and 60s and 70s
Yeah.
because it was a proper social movement,
Yeah.
but it was mostly for poor people. And they didn't give a shit about the environments where they slept. It was basically a pit. The rest of the time was entertain the kids and get wrecked at night. That was basically it.
Do you know what?
Had a
There's
nice
something in
history
that.
side to this, didn't it? Which you
No,
kind
there
of
is,
began
Bob.
to lose a little bit sometimes. But it was a modern kind of history Doctor Who because you saw the social history in the background, you saw the leisure camps, and that was quite fun. You saw the way the leisure entertainment was. I enjoyed that side, but it would because it was set in a real place. That
Yeah.
really added it to me. It was like, oh my god, that's what it's like inside those beds. God.
Well, apparently people were. So in the majority of it, people weren't staying in it because it was derelict, so they had to paint it up and do whatever. But it was all done there. But people were still staying in a certain part of it, even at the time when they were there in the 80s. So it's
Being used as
The 80s was when they died. All
Yeah.
these parks. So
well,
Because
no,
of those
basically,
cheap lights
Always
cost.
centre parks.
Centre Parks, it's basically Centre Park. And tell you what it is, well, there's a similar sort of vibe at Centre Parks. Now, Centre Parks is, now I've got bloody children, you're all in the same boat. So you're all there with your kids. And what's good about it is the kids can just go off and play while the adults have a chat.
Yeah, it's
And a
relatively
lot of
safe
play,
and that.
yeah, relatively safe. A lot of places, you know, that's what the holiday park was. Your kids could just go off and do whatever they wanted while you
Yeah.
could just have a bit of time and chill out and have your holiday while they were at an amazing time. It just works. And there's something in that for me, which was like you're saying, you know, who have been to these holiday parks. It's like, yeah, a bit of like, oh,
We used to go every year to Pontins, every year. And
We
Mum
went
would get
Whereabouts? Where
a
was
couple of
it?
years.
in the real
Oh wow.
In real.
Prestatyn.
Right,
proper
yeah, I
classy.
knew people that went there.
Real.
Yeah, of course, Salford.
I know
Yeah.
people went there.
Craig, I knew people who weren't there. But
No,
not
my mum
me.
would never go. I always wanted to go, but my mum would refuse point blank to go, and it always sounded really super exciting.
Oh,
But
it was
no,
fun.
she wouldn't do it.
Real,
We used to
really
go
is a
with
super
everyone.
exciting place.
It was in the 80s.
There's one up north called Primrose Valley, which Craig will know.
I
Which
know, I see it on the way
you
to
collected,
Scarborough
you
from
collect, you collected the newspaper, the Sun. You collected vouchers out of it. And that's the kind of clientele that went there. My sister used to work there,
My brother did that.
and I used to go. I used to go there, and my sister worked there for a bit, so I used to go up there when my nephew was there. And my sister's so hard She used to work on the door. She used to be a door.
Emma legitimately scared. I'm terrified of Emma.
Oh no, yeah. Oh yeah. She went the door. She was hard, or is hard as nails. Yeah,
she is hard as nails.
So again, that's another thing. Like my nephew and my sister, like lived in Primrose Valley for years. For a few years, and it was amazing for him. Like growing up on a holiday park. Yeah, it might have been like to me, like ooh, whatever.
Do you know what? I met. Was it not Ken Dodd? It was
his dog.
Somebody, but I played a frame of snooker against some famous actor in a holiday park.
Was it Jimmy Savile?
No, it wasn't. I remembered that
frame
one.
of snooker.
I'll try and think if I can remember who it is later on. Yeah.
Pot Black.
But yeah, playing snooker.
Pot Brown.
Yeah. Mostly pink. And then red.
Oh God. No.
The proper break.
Greg, you're the host. Move on.
And I was going to come back to the opening scene again. When we're at Ken Dodd's bit, I thought that was genius. I loved the way they had the retro bus as a spaceship. I mean, what a great budget saver. Plus, actually real.
When you could go back to the DNA of Doctor Who itself, how to pilot a spaceship round just by putting it into a police box. They just went back to the beginning.
I thought that was genius, and the way they changed the aliens by going through that little kind of, the whatever it was called, the transmat change or whatever, and they all did that little shimmy nervous dance, and they went from the big purple blobby monsters to the humans.
He's great. The bus driver dude. He's
he's really
good. He's really good.
Not really mentioned him.
He gave creepy vibes once or twice, but then he sort of redeemed himself.
What's Suky got his hand there for the YouTubers? Let's describe.
No, just it's the cast list. He's the actor was Martin Garant, and
he's great.
Played Vinny.
Yeah,
they were all great.
With the Ken Dodd bit, I thought they're missing a trick there because
Doug
he's
Mountjoy.
so good at it. Like they could have made him sort of like an android and just brought him back in again on different.
He was great. Especially he tells a story. So it was when the director and producer would sit up in the gallery or whatever it was called, and so the bit where he gets taken away by Garak, he's like doing his Ken Dodd thing, and they're all going, "Oh God, what's he doing?" and all that kind of stuff. Well, you fucking hired Ken Dodd, and you're not told him what to do, so he's just going to be Ken Dodd, isn't he? You know what I mean? And Sylvester was fuming apparently inside. He didn't say anything at the time because he didn't.
Oh, I like Ken.
He probably felt he was trying to upstage him a little bit, but
no. Sylvester was fuming with the producer and the director for not going. Well, just go and tell him because I can't tell him because he's Ken Dodd. Like he is a comedy god. I'm not going to go and tell him what to do.
You're not a diddy man.
Yeah, exactly. You're the fucking director, but directors never used to get on the floor and tell actors really how to do it or how to act or the tone. They sort of let the actors get on with it, and they were doing all the technical shit, and it was a different time.
Yeah, the thing is, this is an outdoor studio location stuff, so that he wouldn't have been up in the gallery. This director should have been. They were
remote, weren't they? They were remote at the time in the whatever it was in the gallery. He wasn't on the floor and on location in this one.
Okay.
That's what Sylvester said. That he said he was just sat there going, well, thinking, not saying, because you didn't back then. Nowadays you'd go up and you'd be all right to say, look, not criticizing you because you're brilliant, but try it a bit darker. It'll come out better. For me though, I didn't notice that. I only noticed that when he was on the making of documentary. I thought Ken Dodd was just genuinely.
I thought it was great.
Perfect for the tall master. We're going on holiday. It's great. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, it's what you would expect in a tour rep that's giving you a prize, isn't it? That's it's like a used car salesman. He was over the top. I think
it's more in the Garak scene, when he's been taken and bullied and killed. But even then, I don't know if it's just because it's Ken Dodd being Ken Dodd. I'm all right with it.
I think his character was consistent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he was the third choice for this role as well. I don't know because I ain't seen the was. Yeah, he was third choice.
Who's the tripod?
Who the fuck were the other two?
Bob Moncas was offered the role, and Christopher Biggins was offered the role.
Who else he was? Biggins.
Oh, right.
I like Biggins. Has he ever been in
You like Biggins?
Yeah. I used to love that Biggins in the jungle thing.
I'm glad they didn't get Bob Moncas. Fuck, he's a pain.
No, I'm not.
Have you
no, I
seen his
I
early
still like
stuff
that.
when he
I
was an
still-
actor?
Very
Proper
funny,
actor.
very good.
Yeah. Seeing the
Carry on,
early
Phil.
stuff. When he's
Yeah.
scripted, he's all right. If he gets to go off on a tangent, no, that's not
I just think I think Ken Dog
Ken's dog
Ken's
as well.
Oh, somebody said to me, Ken Dodd dog Dad's dog is dead.
Yeah, that was right.
Kindle
that's-
Dad, like I said.
Yeah.
Wow.
Doddy.
Who killed him?
I don't know, John. It's a
Did
One
he?
of the Diddy men.
Did he?
It didn't work.
Oh, that
work.
worked.
Nearly worked. You didn't
You're
answer
gonna go.
right.
I'm gonna go around the consoles.
I was gonna
Craig.
say, yeah. Is there any other final points before we go around the console on this for our 2 words?
Suki?
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
on,
well,
Zucky.
I mean,
Massive book. Yeah.
well, it ain't. Actually, it's only one page, and that's just a cast list. That's
Alright.
it.
You're slacking then, aren't you?
Well, I have been busy, but like, yeah, I've been
yeah.
slacking.
Doing other podcasts.
Watching 60-odd-year-old comedies.
13 episodes of
Yeah. Brian Hibbard, Keeler. Did anybody recognise him?
Blue suede shoes.
The
That
one,
was
the
Yeah, I
I
recognise
love
him.
that bit. That was
Brilliant.
great. That was
Yeah.
so fun. When he picks him up and he's like, Bruce Wayne.
so good.
well, you know,
Has he,
you
not, has
didn't.
he played a similar role to that?
Yeah,
It looks
yeah.
like he's played that role before.
He's had that type of look, that
Yeah.
like teddy boy look in something. I can't remember what it is.
He's the one of the lead singers of the Flying Pickets.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the a cappella.
I
group.
thought it was him, but I thought it can't be because he looks like an actor.
And also, he's the one that said, I'm going to do a South African accent just because it sounds a bit more sinister. That's funny. I also do it for fun. Blue suede shoes. Amazing.
Yeah.
What's his name? The younger of the American agents, Morgan Deere. Now he's one of the few actors who appeared in classic and New Who.
Yeah,
'cause
he's
appeared
Rosa,
in
wasn't he?
this, and he was in Rosa many years later.
Yeah.
And if you ever play the what's his from of Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, you got Stubby K because he's appeared in shitloads of early classic Hollywood movies, right? So you could have like all sorts of stuff from his era, and you can connect it all the way to through Doctor Who into.
Isn't he like one of the biggest like Hollywood like
Yeah, I recognised him.
I
what
recognise this
what they
face,
call
yeah.
Boardwalk or whatever? You know, like the big musical side of things in
Yeah,
America.
he was in quite a few productions in classic Hollywood, but
Bonnie Langford was like just in awe, like she just had the best time because she's obviously musical.
That's where she lost the tights.
Stubby
Slid
K.
off.
It's got quite.
Good legs.
So go for it, Suki.
I was just going to
Two
say that's
words?
the end of my notes. I've got me 2 words, and which is
Final thoughts. 2 words.
my final thoughts is just it is a romp. There's some really bad plotting as to why Billy suddenly falls in.
Shut up, Sucky.
Bullshit.
Delta,
Fuck you,
but
Suki. Fuck
It's
you.
just. But once you're just sitting there, just you're just sitting there watching it. It just flows over, and you just think this is nostalgic because this is one of the first few episodes I ever taped onto VHS, and I'm pretty sure I've got that original copy up there somewhere in the loft.
Of course you have.
I'm a hoarder. I'm a hoarder.
Right, you just-
And so yeah, it's an enjoyable story. So yeah, my 2
Enjoyable
words
story.
are-
Is that it?
What's that?
Is that the 2 words? Enjoyable story.
No, my 2 words are wacky rockers.
Oh, good.
Key Rockers. Ah, yes.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Okay,
me all day
right.
to
So
put them.
Bob, come on. I know this is going to be full of potential.
I don't know how. I mean, I get the people that are very serious about Doctor Who, you know, that kind of thing. But it can be anything, and this is proof that Doctor Who can be anything. It's mad. It's fun. It makes me smile. I love it. I think Sylvester in this is on it. Like his acting as a Doctor is brilliant. He's kind of got it. I think there's times in this season before that he, you know, sort of loses his way a bit or whatever. But I think in this he's on it. He's great. And I think the whole
It's second
cast.
story, isn't it? This is just after Time and the Rani. Is that right?
No, it's it's
Happiness
yeah.
Patrol in between.
Yeah, it's timing around it. Yeah.
Well, whatever it is, I don't know off the top of my head, but I just think he's on it. He's sort of found the character. It's not just a clown anymore. It is comedy. but he's not found that dark, mysterious Time Lord yet. Which again is a fantastic journey throughout this whole McCoy era. But it's just fun. It's fucking nuts. There's something in it that makes me happy and smile. Delta and the Bannermen is one of them I can just watch and watch again and just be happy. And I love it. And it's just, love it. That'll do.
Love it.
Okay, Cliff.
Yeah, it's bonkers, but and I did say it's fun, it's bonkers. I did about the music. We've talked about that. But after speaking with all you and seeing your reaction to it and how much,
we've got
when you look into
Yes.
it, it's more and more fun. I get it. It's Carry On Doctor, isn't it? It's a good laugh. And yeah, I have seen it a couple of times, and it still hurts me that Sarah Griffiths didn't carry on because she's amazing. Would recommend everyone to watch it because, like like Bob says, this is probably like the laugh and fun before the dark that comes after.
Yeah.
So it's good to watch to see the progression. And my 2 words would be Ray Honey.
I think one of the things I've enjoyed about it most is the fact that John, who is, a Doctor Who
absolute cunt. Yeah,
we forced him to watch Doctor Who now for about 5 years. This is the one that he's gone, and I think genuinely for once actually has enjoyed and smiled at. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that to me is a win.
Yeah,
the
it's a
fact that
win,
John
that's
enjoyed
good,
this, and
That's-
I think he kind of gets. This is just fucking nonsense and fun and mad.
Yeah, that got it for me. I must, same. Seeing John's reaction to it and how much he really enjoyed it gives it yourself another feeling of it. Like, stop taking it so fucking serious sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just fucking mental. Let's do it.
What do you actually think, John? You're going to tell us now it was all a huge ruse and you hated it?
No, I'm going to say that this might be the only story of Doctor Who that I will watch again willingly.
Oh,
Genuinely, I would be happy to watch that again. So I mean, I said this is fucking mint. So my 2 words are minty fucker.
Minty fucker.
Yeah.
Come on, Craig.
Well, for me, it's actually something I think some of the more recent Doctor Who can learn from the McCoy era, and there's a classic example of it in this story. I've really noticed it watching season 25, but I'd already made notes on episodes 1 and 2, and I was looking through them earlier. I'd written this scene in episode 1 that I loved, where they just sat in a cafe, and I can't remember the content now because I watched it a couple of weeks ago.
Remember it.
And there's a bit of food that the Doctor keeps going to eat, and for whatever
The
reason,
apple.
he keeps getting into
Yeah.
he keeps getting interrupted, and it's really playful. So while they're having this proper dialogue about something serious, this apple is being moved around, and in the end, Mel actually eats it anyway, so he doesn't get.
No.
And I actually thought it was brilliant fun because some more recent Doctor Who under Chibnall and Moffat can be a little bit static at times while they're giving exposition. But when the exposition was taking place under Sylvester McCoy, and I saw it loads in the rewatches I've been doing of the last box set.
That's
There's
craft.
lots of funny actions, and that scene spotted the apple straight away, and I thought, what are they going to do with that? And
I reckon that I saw the apple bit. Yeah.
It's good fun, wasn't it?
It
So
was,
It's I reckon it's the sort of thing that Sylvester McCoy would have seen what's around us and right, how can I make this interesting?
He's a prop
He was
guy.
just about with it.
He's a prop actor. He's a prop actor and a proper actor. And I think that he used to get like classed as this clown. He did a lot of stuff on theatre and slapstick and all that kind of stuff. But when you see his audition tapes, just to start with, like I've a very slight smattering of witnessing actors doing their trade. He is, from the tapes I've seen, just brilliant. Like the way he does everything, he tries everything, and that prop thing, it makes the scene more interesting because he's passing stuff and explaining.
Yeah,
and that's down to him. That won't be the director. He will not get direction. It is him going right. Well, let's all try this out, and he's trying things out because that's the guy he is. He's like, that's why he's a doctor.
Good acting craft.
Remembrance of the Daleks when his umbrella gets stuck in the shuttle and he's
trying
to pull his umbrella out while he's having the conversation, and it just adds a bit of humour but a bit of action to engage.
Craig, that is genius.
The scene that would best epitomise what you guys are on about with Sylvester McCoy is when he opens the gate to let the
And he goes on the other
and
side.
then shuts it and puts himself on the other side, and just like that 1 second of like
Yeah,
that.
he's very low.
Unnecessary, but I'm guessing that the director didn't tell him to do that. It's just like,
Yeah,
it's craft. He knows what to do.
it is
Yeah,
craft.
no, so, and again, I mean, as I said at the beginning, this was the episode. I hated Mel. Whole family hated Bonnie Langford as an actress. It was just socialized into us. So when she was cast, I did want to start watching. So I didn't watch at all Time of the Rani. But when this was on, I was missing it. So I dipped in just to see what was happening in episode 2. And it was one of the unfortunate moped scenes with the silly music playing. And I just turned it straight off. And I've never, ever forgotten that moment, literally watching it and seeing it every time. So I've always got that inside. But I've come to really like the story. And
We've got him, Bob.
No, well, listen to you guys again.
It turned
Music
me,
has always
turned
been
Craig.
the bugbear for me. And I am a bit of a softie, so yeah, I did like it. I've always seen Sylvester as a bit of a guilty pleasure. Someone actually asked in the gym the other day, top 5 doctors, no order, and number 5 was a toss up. Not the 5th one that I put in was between Sylvester and Matt Smith, and it was like. So that's when I realised how much I really.
A little bit of Bob just died in that statement of yours.
Yeah.
I think.
I didn't put him in the order. It was within the top 5. It did
One
say it could be number
for
1
me. Sylvester,
I know he's number 1
2.
for you.
Matt Smith.
Patrick Troughton, 3, Matt Smith, who are the same doctor pretty much. I
Yeah,
just love that kind of.
Oh,
What I will say though, Craig, is I was down the British Legion last weekend with Bonnie Langford having a pint.
Oh yeah, I love Bonnie Langford now.
Yeah, and she was very complimentary of you and your family in the 1980s.
No, I have
Bonniest.
got on record now. That's a classic example of family socialization. I love Bonnie Langford, and I think she's cracking.
No, I've got to admit I was the same opinion about Langford prior to this episode, but I enjoyed her performance and she looked nice in those clothes.
And also in New Who, she's really good. Like,
which is a different sort of character altogether.
It's more of the same. Her characters are always a little bit too perky. You know what I mean? A little too bright and,
Yeah.
Children's fucking entertainer.
Yeah, definitely.
To her. But that's what probably annoyed me most about her, but that's fine.
Craig, what was your 2 words?
Oh, yeah, 2 words.
2 words. Well, I'm going to reflect on this. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to go with pantomime pranks, which is how I viewed it. But it was going to be pantomime potential or pantomime pranks. I'm seeing the fun side of it more from you folks, so I'm gonna go with that. But we need to think about our next episode and what we're going to review.
I've got one.
You've got one. Okay, I'm going to come straight to you, Cliff, because everyone else is looking rather blank at the moment on the screen. So
I need to Google.
Right,
I don't think we've done it on this podcast. We haven't. City of Death. Tom Baker
and the Jaggerath. So, City of Death. Have we done that on this episode?
Nope.
I don't know.
No.
Nope, that's fine. So, City of Death, 4th Doctor story from Cliff. Suki, what we're going with?
Well, I don't want to go for a classic again this time around. So I want to go for Capaldi's first story, but I can't remember what the name is. Deep Breath.
Yeah,
that's it. Because I've got a friend of mine at Royal Mail who's been.
You've got a friend?
I have got friends. Yeah, it's surprising, I know. But
who's got deep breath?
No, well, he's decided to go through a rewatch of well, not even a rewatch. He's never seen them in the first place, so he's watching everything from New Who onwards, and he's got to the Capaldi, and he's loving Capaldi. So I just want to give a deep breath, and then he's going to start on classics apparently. So even though 2 of the stories have suddenly come off the iPlayer. Oh, which is a shame.
Because of paedophiles, probably.
Was
it paedophiles?
No.
Paedophile.
Terror of the Zygons and Seeds of Doom.
Paedophile.
Really?
Well, no, Hugh, what's he called? The newsreader, paedophile.
Oh, that's Fear Her. That's a different story.
What was it? What's this one? Is it a paedophile?
No. It's rights issues.
All right.
Two Robert Banks Stewart stories.
Bob just paedophiles. BBC, innit?
Is he a paedophile? You don't know the BBC. It's usually paedophiles.
No, you don't. No. John.
Yeah.
What you thinking?
Well, the randomizer's up. Do you want me to press the button?
Yeah.
Oh, John, choose.
Oh God, the Android invasion.
Oh God, Tom Baker. Interesting.
Okay,
Very Nation.
I'm gonna
Tom
jump
Baker's.
in for you here, Bob, because I'm gonna stick with this. It's kind of a bit of a Tom Baker theme more than Suky so far. And mine's a Tom Baker one, and it's just disappeared from my brain right now. Oh, it's State of Decay for me. So I'm a State of Decay. So it's over to you, Bob. What weekend is our fifth one?
I am going to go because I really want to watch it. Apparently, Peter McTighe has done a massive edit on the Happiness Patrol on season 25.
I just watched it. It's fun.
On the new DVD.
On the new Blu-ray, yeah.
So apparently, and I really want to watch that, so I'm going to choose Happiness
The
Patrol.
episodes are 31 minutes each. It's basically a 4-part story.
Yeah, I know. I read
fantastic.
I read Doctor Who magazine that I purchased for $10.99 because it had the book in it and a free download.
$99
for the first time I've ever. Yeah, just because it had a book and it was actually really good. I'm going to subscribe again off the back of it.
Oh no, I can't.
Really?
Maybe
Free book.
Is it good?
Not free. You paid $10.99.
That $10.99 one is good.
The thing is, sorry, carry on. I'm going to tell you the story afterwards.
Go on, tell the story now.
No. The thing is, people have gone out of their way and bought the $10.99 magazine with the free book, and I've been in one. It's not free.
It's not free.
And then
you pay £5 for it, basically.
I've seen one book, one of these books in a charity shop for $1.25, and somebody else is offering me a copy for free. So it's annoying that I've had to pay $10.99.
Not really, because you can guarantee that there's no cum inside the cover like there is normally on most books that you get in a charity shop.
Just spunking in books.
You know,
spunking in books.
If it comes in a plastic wrapper with Doctor Who in it, you can guarantee it's spunk free.
Yeah,
you should see my Star Trek Doctor Who crossover magazines that have a spaff-proof cover on. Exciting.
Oh, dear.
Spunking in books. That's it.
I'll roll the dice rather.
I've not got any dice.
I've got the dice. I actually got it prepared.
Right. So that's why he's the producer. You're the host.
Could
have prepared more facts.
Android Invasion. We've got
City of Death.
The Happiness Patrol.
Happiness Patrol. Oh yeah. Cliff's was
City of Death.
It was Android Invasion, and I was
no City of Death.
City of Death, Craig.
Oh, City of Death. Sorry. Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna roll.
What a host.
And it's number one.
John.
What?
John.
The Android Invasion.
Oh fuck! Is it any good?
Android Invasion.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's got like 2 stars in Mighty 200 ranking.
6 episodes.
It's got a 1-star review on the L. Sandy Fuzz response to DWM first 50 years poll.
It's on you, John. It's all right. It's got Sarah Jane in. You like that?
Oh really?
I'm
happy. I'm happy. More Sarah Jane. Yeah.
Things are good. They look good in it. But anyway, that's for next time, isn't it? So if you are just a long listener, next time you need to watch Android Invasion.
Oh! Just a quick one before we go.
What?
The Christmas one will be out, won't they?
Yeah, at Christmas.
At Christmas, so we'll probably do that
one.
We'll do
late November, early December.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that, Bob. You say that, Bob, but we start to organise, and it's usually about 4 weeks before we actually get our shit together.
We'll work it out. Let's get one in before Christmas. Come on.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. Get Android Invasion before Christmas, which will be followed by the Christmas episode. Is it called Joy? The Christmas one, Joy to the World.
Joy to the World.
Joy to the World
By Stephen Moffat.
Indeed. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed positivity surrounding Delta and the Bannermen, including that lovely green baby in the green suit. Till next time, it will be goodbye from me and all my fellow hosts. And bye.
Bye.